And here is the Writer's Almanac for Friday, May the 29th, 2020. It's the anniversary of the famous world premiere of Stravinsky's Le Sacre du printemps at the Théâtre des Champs-Élysées in Paris in 1913, a ballet about a young girl chosen as a sacrificial offering to spring who dances herself to death. May 29, 1913, wealthy people in the audience expecting beautiful music and choreography, and a large bohemian element hoping for something bold and new. The curtain rose on dancers dressed in heavy drape-like fabric. They were stomping around the stage. The audience began to laugh. The choreographer, Nijinsky, had to shout his directions to the dancers because the audience was yelling so loud. The music was dissonant and jarring. There was no melody that they could hear. There were catcalls and hisses. Patrons got into fistfights. 40 people were thrown out. Some people in the audience threw vegetables at the orchestra, which kept on playing. And within days, Stravinsky was the most famous composer in the world. The Rite of Spring, now considered a great masterpiece of 20th century music. It was on this day, 1914, Edgar Lee Masters published the first poem of what would become the Spoon River anthology. He was a lawyer. He lived in Chicago. He was writing short poems about people he had known in his hometown of Lewiston, Illinois, and they never forgave him for it. But it became one of the best-selling books of poetry in American history. It's the birthday of the writer known as Max Brand, born Frederick Faust in Seattle, 1892. Best known for his novel Destry, Rides Again, later made into a movie starring Marlene Dietrich and James Stewart. During the Depression, he was one of the highest-paid pulp fiction writers in America. He finished a full-length novel every week, earned about $100,000 a year at the time. When World War II began, he got himself posted as a correspondent for Harper's Magazine. He was sent to the front lines, died of a shrapnel wound in Italy among soldiers who had grown up reading his stories. And it's the birthday of the philosopher Oswald Spengler, born in Blankenburg, Germany in 1880, who studied the history of civilizations and put forward the theory that they all undergo an organic blossoming and then a withering over the course of about 1,000 to 1,200 years. Each culture, he wrote, has its own new possibilities of self-expression which arise, ripen, decay, and never return. Best known for his book, The Decline of the West, in 1918, in which he examined 6 cultures, Egyptian, Chinese, Hindu, Greco-Roman, Arabic, and believed that Western civilization had already experienced its creative flowering and that it had, at most, 200 more years. Here's a poem for today by Emily Dickinson. I cannot dance upon my toes, no man instructed me, but oftentimes among my mind a glee possesseth me, that had I ballet knowledge would put itself abroad in pirouette to blanch a troupe or lay a prima mad. And though I had no gown of gauze, no ringlet to my hair, nor hopped to audiences like birds, one claw upon the air, nor tossed my shape in eider balls, nor rolled on wheels of snow, till I was out of sight and sound, the house encore me so. Nor any, no, I know the art I mention easy here, nor any placard boast me, it's full as opera. I Cannot Dance Upon My Toes, a poem by Emily Dickinson. That's the Writer's Almanac for Friday, the 29th of May. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.